Hi, we're Russell and Amanda. Normally you'd find us exploring the breathtaking landscapes of New Zealand in our trusty Haima camper. We've flown across the world to the UK and are now road tripping through Ireland in a hired campervan.
On this campervan adventure through Ireland, we discover charming villages and Belfast with its powerful landmarks, from peaceful coastal mornings to world-famous attractions. Join us as we uncover Ireland's history, one step at a time. We're just cruising, and we welcome you along for the ride.
Good morning from Glenarm, County Antrim. We have pulled up at a marina where we stayed last night and had a very peaceful night. Great spot. It's a freedom parking spot, so we're very grateful to the people of Glenarm to let us stay here. We're about to go investigate the town. We hear there's a castle. So apparently the 15th Earl of Antrim lives there, so it's not a National Trust one, but it's probably still worth investigating anyway.
Quite a few camper vans staying today in the location where we are. It's obviously quite a popular place beside the stream coming out here. Anyway, just a walk through past the church to the coffee shop. That's our exercise for the day. That's a bit bad, isn't it?
According to tradition, King John of England, who reigned from 1199 to 1216, granted Glenarm a municipal charter giving it the status of a town. By the early 13th century, its strategic importance as a port and short crossing to Scotland had been recognised with the Normans, who established a firm presence here. With over 900 years of history written in every street and every building, Glenarm tells the story.
I have good news and bad news here. The bad news is that the castle was actually closed. It's still privately owned and lived in. They do open it up on special occasions and you have to book. But the good news is they let you into the gardens area where they've made a few shops and gift places, things for kids to do. There's a restaurant in that there. We made our way to the outdoor garden where they had a garden shed selling coffees and cakes. There you go, we've got a wee pie. Oh. And the coffee.
And Mum's got a slice.
Slice? What is it? Apricot?
Oatmeal caramel that almost isn't crumbly.
I had better clarify this comment from Amanda, who has had multiple scones and that she's bought along the way in both England and Ireland, and they've been quite crumbly. Just probably missing the New Zealand butter, I think, to hold them together. Looks like they have quite cool activities for kids and great playground here. You got just a small glimpse of the castle from the gardens, but the only way to see it really was from the drone. But I fly drones over the sea, or not people's houses anyway, so this is a distant shot. So I was back to the camper, chatted to the neighbours and sat back for the day, just relaxed. It's time to get the bike out and go for a ride. They've got some salmon hatchery off the shore here at Glenarm. Just over there, I don't know if you can see it in the water. I'll go along here while there's a footpath to use. Don't really fancy going on the road. One of the things I've noticed here is that hardly anybody wears a helmet. I probably wonder what this thing is on my head. But anyway, I just can't afford to fall off and crack my nut. Well, my footpath has run out and it's turned into a gravel track. There's a bit of a car park area here for people that want to come and have a picnic. You can see we're camped up there beside the bridge at the river outlet, the castle and the town area. Nice wee size. It says that tradition has it that Glenarm is one of the island's oldest towns with a history of settlement that dates back to the 12th century. So why not visit Glenarm today and explore its rich cultural architectural heritage? So we managed to fit that one in. Thankfully not on that horse and cart. On the modern comforts of a campervan. Just wondering if I can get myself up to the top of the wee rock there. I'll leave my helmet on, climbing helmet. Easier than going up than going down, I think. Hardly a breath of wind on that water out there. Down again. Back to the camper. I'll sit back and chat to the neighbours. Sit outside the camper here overlooking the sea. It's been a great wee spot and we ended up staying here for 3 nights in total. Didn't really record too much else for the next day. The next morning we got up and headed on our way to Belfast, which is very exciting. We've got a couple of things that we want to do there and really looking forward to it. Enjoy!
That's you. Lovely to meet you.
Yeah.
And keep safe.
We will keep safe.
Lovely to meet you. And
Thanks,
Yeah.
Hazel.
That's the neighbour, Archie and Hazel. So they can pinch our spot because they said it's their favourite spot. They're in there like a shot.
Yeah, good on them. We'll let them have it.
Well, that was a great 3 nights rest in a beautiful spot. It's quite nice just to stop. We've had about 5 days where we were doing 1 night stopovers, and we had the opportunity before we went into Belfast.
So it was a fairly small place, only 800 inhabitants. It only had 1 shop, 1 pub, 1 pharmacy, 1 craft shop and 1 castle, or plus 1 cafe, but really that's all we need, and 2 beautiful churches. Just walk around. There's a forest that we didn't do. There's always more you can do in these places. There's this weird bike around here.
Yeah.
We're heading to the Dundonald Touring Caravan Park today, which Amanda had booked ahead of time. We really wanted to book 3 nights, but we only managed to get 2 because they were busy.
Good morning from Belfast. We were parked up in a campervan park here last night and had a great sleep. Amanda's booked this park online and it has no staff here at all. They just come in and service the toilets and leave. So you get a code for the gate and a code to use the amenities block, which Amanda did last night, did some washing.
It's all hidden in an oasis of bush. You can tell that there's cars all the way around, but there's bird song, and it's actually very, very nice.
So we're off to catch the number 19 bus that takes us into town. And then we've got to walk 2 blocks and meet up with our taxi driver.
It's just 1 hour in a black London cab with a commentator where they drive you around and show you all the sights. So the kids have done it walking, but We're taking the easy option of going on the cab.
First step done. Get on the bus. Quite good directions on this bus actually, with the screen, and they announce the stops.
Next stop, Lochinver Drive.
There I was been informed to catch a 4C or a 4D bus back from this same spot to get back to our camping ground. We've seen a bit of a market across the road, so we're going to find our way across here and see what it's all about. It's not actually that crowded, is it? It's quite good to walk around.
The town hall here is open to the public, so we're going to go and have a look.
As you enter the town hall in Belfast, you step into more than just a building. The Portland stone facade and soaring copper dome were designed to rival any European capital. Inside, marble halls and stained glass honour the people who shaped Belfast's identity, while outside in the gardens, a solemn memorial remembers those lost on the Titanic, built just a short walk away. Opened in 1906, this grand Baroque revival masterpiece was built when Belfast was thriving on shipbuilding and linen. Through wars, celebrations and political change, Belfast City Hall has stood as the city's heart, a symbol of resilience, pride and the spirit of its people. This is the Femin window, and it was a stained glass window that was commissioned to commemorate the plight of all those citizens of Belfast who died as a result of typhus and cholera in the years 1846, 47 and 48.
There was a few poster boards displaying the history of Belfast. This one caught my eye. All these wee kids having to survive.
Why not get a treat on the way out before our taxi tour? The driver asked for privacy, but I got a few pictures of what we saw as we went round. We were quite amazed that the Peace Ball was still there, and quite ignorant as New Zealanders of some of the history that Ireland has gone through. As we stood before these walls of Belfast, we were looking at symbols of a story that stretches back centuries. Ireland was once ruled entirely from London, but in the early 20th century, the push for independence grew stronger. After years of political struggle and conflict, most of Ireland broke away from British rule in 1921 to form what would eventually become the Republic of Ireland. But Northern Ireland was different, with a large community that identified as British and wanted to remain within the United Kingdom. The island was divided. Northern Ireland stayed under British rule, while the rest of Ireland went its own way. That division wasn't just a line on a map. It was felt in the lives of everyday people. For decades, tensions simmered, sometimes erupting into violence, most famously during the period known as the Troubles in the late 20th century. To keep communities apart and to reduce conflict, barriers were built. This so-called peace wall, like the one you see in Belfast today. The Good Friday Agreement of 1998 gave Northern Ireland self-governance and, most importantly, a chance for the people here to choose their own future peacefully. You also see murals, messages of hope, and signs that the communities are working towards a more united tomorrow. Northern Ireland may remain part of the UK, while the Republic of Ireland is independent, yet both share deep history, culture, and family ties that continue to shape Ireland's story. It was a nice, secure spot to stay for the night. Peaceful as well, even though you could hear the roads in the distance, all the trees and the birds sort of masked a lot of that sound out.
Like a wee oasis in a busy city, so while it wasn't manned, it didn't really need it. Everyone looks after themselves. And we're just heading off. It's the closest campground to Belfast, so I think it's 3 or 4 miles in.
We're now heading over to the Titanic Experience, which is one of the prime reasons why we come to Belfast. before we hop on a ferry and we leave Ireland. But first we've got to find a park in the docks area.
My super driver.
We believe the Titanic Experience building was over behind those red brick buildings on the right, where the cranes are coming out the roof. Now we've found the park, we just have to find the Titanic Centre, which will be exciting. If they say Titanic Experience, I've been corrected. Lots of trucks. This looks like it could be it here actually. There's one way in. This will do us. They talk about leaving 4 hours to wander around and look at all the information. We've got 3 hours really to get to the ferry queue, an hour or so early, so we'll just enjoy what we can.
The docks in Belfast played an important part in their economy. They were crucial for the import of raw materials for industry and to export products to the world.
First, they had to construct a dry dock large enough to hold what would become the largest passenger ship in the world. Mr. Esme was the visionary behind Titanic. The centre features a unique suspended dark ride that carries you through the shipyard, surrounded by the sights and sounds of Belfast. From there we entered 9 galleries that detail every stage of the ship's story. Build what was known as simply number 401. Workers recall putting their backs into the project, not knowing the world would one day call her Titanic.
Cast down and hammer them curved. It was important. Great lines in the ship.
The ship made stops at Cherbourg, France and Queenstown, Ireland before setting sail for New York. We followed the Titanic's journey, the grand launch day, marked by tickets and other memorabilia. Survivors' transcripts echo through the space, recounting the chilling moments of the sinking. Boats being lowered to avoid being dragged down, and passengers hearing "Nearer My God to Thee" played as the great ship slipped beneath the waves. On the walls we saw the names of those who had lost their lives, row upon row, a sobering reminder of the tragedy. Displays explain how the wreck was finally discovered on the ocean floor decades later, bringing the story back to light. Perhaps most moving of all was standing there the violin, still proudly on display, that had been played on the deck as the Titanic sunk, a haunting artefact that connects us directly to that fateful night.
The Belfast docks were undergoing a rapid transformation into modern apartment living connected to the city by rail. Just a short walk from the Titanic Experience, we discovered the SS Nomadic tender. Surprisingly, the SS Nomadic was the last surviving ship from the renowned White Star Line. Launched in 1911, she served as a tender ferrying passengers to Titanic and Olympic at Cherbourg in France. The massive liners were simply too large to be accommodated in the port. Even though the ship's decks were still undergoing restoration, visitors could explore the interior. Imagine the scene as people embarked on Titanic's maiden voyage. This is the ladies' powder room. We're just back from the Titanic Experience. Pretty amazing, like a multimedia, sort of modern day experience is probably the right word. They had a lot of floor to ceiling and wraparound videos of footage early talking about Belfast life. And in the middle of it they had like a ride. When we went to Universal Studios, we went on E.T. Well, this is like a Titanic and how it was built, and you sat and took you around for about 5 minutes. So that was kind of quite fun. I could see kids quite liking that. Quite a lot of detail, a lot of reading, not heaps of videos, but then you sort of got to the crescendo at the end and then all the reasons why it failed, so it was really heart-rending at the end.
After 3 incredible weeks of sunshine, stunning coastline, amazing towns and people, it's time to say goodbye to Ireland. This country stole our hearts and deserves a spot on your bucket list. There we go, we're on the ferry. Now we're just going to get our things and get off and go up into the ship.
Thank you.
The 3.
When it...
Take a seat. That's better, isn't it? You see at the front of the window.
Well, that's meant to be the sun deck, but the sun has finally gone. After After all this time, we have to leave Ireland to get rid of the sun. Anyway, we're off and see what Scotland brings.
You can just follow some other people out anyway.
It's got a wee gap just at the brakes.
Yeah, that's right. Roll back into you, sort of. Going over the hump slowly, are they?
It's all queued up out here.
We've had a day of ships.
Welcome to Scotland. Just come through Campervan, got out of the queue on the ferry, and we're heading up the road about 20 mile to park up for the night. It's now 6:15, getting off the boat, so the day's mostly gone after our tour of Titanic and getting on the ferry.
So we got on the ferry, we arrived, we left the Titanic Experience and we went to check in, and she said, oh, just let you know that you're 14 hours early, your ferry crossing is at 3:30 in the morning. And we went, oh, is there any way we can change it? So she went away and said, yep, they'll sort you out. So £55 later, we had to sort of upgrade to the next one. They put us on the 3:30, so we're quite grateful of that, because we've done in the middle of the night before, and it's pretty brutal. It takes you a couple of days to recover. We could have done it if we had to, but we don't. We're driving, and it'll be it'll be light until 10:30 at night, so there's plenty of light to guide us on our way. And the other thing to note is there is a little bit of rain. The motorhomes. Ship in the land down here. Hello, Scotland.
Hello, Scotland.
There's just a park.
You have reached your destination.
There it is here.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, but it's time to bid farewell. We've created 5 20-minute videos documenting our travels through Ireland. If you missed them, do go back and check them out. On a positive note, our Kiwis Lost in UK series is not over yet. Next fortnight we'll be back travelling around Scotland. We'll start by exploring the west coast, including the Isle of Bute, and then heading over to the Isle of Skye, where we discover even more breathtaking scenery. If you can, please subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. It helps our channel grow. Once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next episode. We're just cruising, and we welcome you along for the ride.